the evening, and I just wanted to talk to you about a few of the things I've been making for the schoolroom. It still isn't quite finished yet. I'm wanting to get a desk put together this evening, but I wanted to show you some of the little bits I've made for it. So, I've been making the globe, the little books, of which we need quite a few more, and a little pot of pencils. So these are all things I want to show you how to do today. And obviously we do need a few more, but we are getting there. Kids are obviously in class, but until I get the desk made for the teacher, it's going to be a bit quiet in class, although those two seem to be quite enjoying themselves in the corner there. Oh, Tilly's obviously been in. So we'll get on with showing you what we plan to do. The seat was a little bit too long on the chair, which made it a little bit lumpy, and as it's got to fit at the front of the classroom, that extra centimetre needed to come off. So I've just cut and taken it off. I've given it a little bit of sand down to make it nice and smooth, because we obviously don't want the teacher catching their clothes on the front of their chair. It feels pretty good. So now the next thing we have to do is we have to make sure that the desk leaves enough height for her to sit at, and then I will cut the card, stick it on here. Then I've got to decide whether I want to bother to put a drawer underneath for the teacher. I've just cut out the two side pieces, so I've actually used exactly the same sheet that I used to cut these ones from. I've cut my two. Online you can print out ready-made sheets of books, book covers, sets of books. Here, this is the cardboard that I was using between the book pages to puff them out to the right size. So this is, obviously I've already used some of these. These, like the front and the back of the book, the spine of the book, so you fill it in with the cardboard. I put wrapped around white paper. I'm using cardboard because actually foam board here is actually quite expensive. Obviously if you've got a cheap source of foam board, it looks much neater, much smoother. I use what I can get. Other ones here that I printed out. These ones are whole sets of books. So these are the spines of the books. So if you're like doing a whole set of encyclopedias or something, I'm really loving these. This is a whole shelf of books. You can back those onto a onto a block. And here, these ones, actually, if you fold them, you make the little block of books. And I've done a couple of those already for her, which I will show you in a minute. But go onto Pinterest, have a look around, find the ones that are useful for you. I've done quite a few because actually I'm hoping that after I get this finished, when I do Rebecca's steampunk laboratory, I want to have books and all sorts of lovely and antique-y steampunk feel to it. So these will be very perfect for that. But yes, find them on Pinterest, print them off, make your own books. Unless you want to draw them all by hand and have fun doing that, which of course absolutely no reason why you shouldn't. So that's my stuffing. I'll show you the ones I did before. Let's just see if my hot glue gun is warming up nicely. So I'm just going to run some glue along my side here. Here. Then this one here. Just cut the logo off the Monster High packaging that the dolls came with. This is the side that will be pointing out. Let's just see if she'll fit on there. Just about. Just quite like to keep it all in school finish. put this in position, check it out, make sure it works, and see how it looks. Then I want to show you how I made the globe. Okay, so we're back. I popped the whole shelving unit out of the school. So this big large one comes straight from Daiso. I think they make brilliant wardrobes when turned the other way up, and useful for everything. I've used one as a sideboard in the dining room as well. This is one of the books. The book spine folded over, paper covered over cardboard to give it a bit of width. Encyclopedia is quite large, but it can be one of those books that you put at an angle, maybe a book of maps. These are the little colour pencils I made. Just literally chopped up some toothpicks, put black paint on the end for the lead, coloured them different colours. I even put a rubber on the end of this one. This was the end of a printing that had lost its foam, so you see another one on the other end, just plastic, but perfect shape for a pencil cup. Goes up there. Little mug for the teacher, some bits and pieces. These are all the folded books that I showed you on the sheets, folded up. It's exactly this one. Starts out looking like this. Fold it, glue all the tabs, put it all together, and you get a little stack of books. Really cool. Okay, now I was going to show you how to make the globe. It's very, very, very simple. So polystyrene ball, one cocktail stick, wooden button, I just painted this one blue and just put the rough shape of the countries on. A little wooden bead on the top, 2 wooden beads below it to make a globe. Now I brought home another one because I want to make a globe for when I do the steampunk room. I want to make a more antique looking globe. So when I do that, I will film it as I do it so that you can see how I make it. Very simple, but I think it's quite effective. I like it, and I was trying so hard to think of things for a schoolroom. Hence this little object, which will make you laugh. Okay, so I had seen somebody else do something similar, and I thought it was so funny. I found this, which was of the spray cap of actually for keeping insects away. Again, a button. I just put a little piece of white paper in it. I then made out of green air dry clay a funny, oops, he's just lost his foot, I'm going to have to mend him now. Funny little green frog for dissection class, and I popped him inside the, he lost his foot, come back foot, I'll fix you next. And then put him on the button, and there you have a little frog waiting, desperately trying to get out, not wanting to be dissected. But I thought it was exactly the kind of thing you should have in a Monster High. I'm now going to have to fix his foot with a bit of hot glue. Hello, cat. Yes, you want to come join us? Brain. This one I put a little spider and some spider webs on it. All sorts of little different colour books. Okay. They're all in there. I need a few more so they don't fall over. Now, someone did say that they look a lot better if you put a bit of clear varnish on them, and I'm thinking if I've got some clear nail varnish around, I'll probably give them a little coat of clear nail varnish. Should pop up the colours of the photocopies a lot better, because the photocopies came out quite dull. But so far, so good. Quite pleased with it. Obviously, it's still quite empty, and I'd have liked to make another little bookshelf out of this little wooden piece. I've also trying to work out how to make a clock. I'm thinking that I'm going to, for the classroom, just to give it a more antique-y finish, I thought I would chop this finding up and add the two pieces at the top and the bottom to make it look more glamorous, and then use it for the school wall, because I can't get the strap pieces off the clock, because obviously it's cast all in one and it's very heavy duty. So, teacher's desk made. Dresser needs to just pop over there a little bit. Clock on the wall. It's a bit dark in here at night. You can get the idea. We now have. Okay, so that's good night from me. We finished off the desk. We got the schoolroom looking okay. I will do an update as I get more and more things made to go onto the dresser. I have got plenty of more of the printouts that I was telling you about to make into books, and I hope to get my imagination into gear and think of some other things that will go into a schoolroom, and hopefully I'll share the making of them with you and you can watch how it comes together. And at the same time, Tilly's getting very, very excited for doing her bakery. She's collecting up all her cakes and her erasers that look like cakes, and she's wanting to get on and get that room done as well. So I think that's going to be happening very shortly. So good night for now. This is the Crafty Nana signing out. See you soon.